Ever since I made that decision to go back down to part-time, I've just felt better. That was like yesterday. But I felt better, and I think that it just feels like something has been corrected in the universe, because the only reason that I ever went up to full-time was because of the assistant manager lady. And I said some shit. Like, what I did, I was bitching about working full-time hours on part-time with no benefits, right? So I didn't get any benefits of working full-time, but I was working full-time hours, basically. And she was like, yeah, it's not right. So she goes and gets me put on full-time, technically. So, and then it ends up, like, health insurance, like, to pay that shit is, like, way too fucking expensive. Like, I can't do that, you know? And so it's just that there weren't any fucking benefits to be had from working full-time. No, there's just not. There really fucking isn't. So, especially not for me, you know, because I ain't gonna be here forever, and I don't think retirement's even gonna exist when I'm old enough for that, and I think I'm gonna die way before then, you know, which maybe is like a misconception and a fuck up to think that, but I'm really pretty fucking sure. So, anyway, yeah, and it's not like I'm gonna be here forever, you know, working here. It's like, it's not even reasonable to assume that at all, especially considering my history in life. Like, dude, yeah, you never know where the fuck I'm gonna be, but it's just not predictable. So I feel like something's been corrected. It wasn't a wrong necessarily that was done. It was just this sort of like shift into this alternate timeline, and turns out that timeline like ain't my shit anymore. It's just not. So let me address some of these notes that I have, because this is just getting out of fucking hand. All right, the first one on here is that other people just kind of waste your time. Don't they? Like, don't other people just kind of waste your time? Like, that's what it feels like. It takes time to, like, talk to people and, like, have a conversation and all that shit. And I end up being, like, a free therapist to people, too, you know? And it's just like, dude, actually, I think I'm over that. I think I'm done being a free fucking therapist to everybody and shit. And just, I got other things to do. I'd rather edit a video or something than to talk to people. Okay, and so this next note, it's more important to spend money on your body than a home. So think about this, dude, okay? Now, okay, we all need shelter. We all need some place to live. I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying that's not important. It certainly is. But I think you're better off having a place to live, finding a place to live for as cheap as you possibly can, with very little commitment, just as little commitment as you possibly can, as cheap as you possibly can. And if you're gonna save up a big chunk of money, like if you saved up a big chunk of money to buy a property or a home or something, and even worse, if you went into debt for it, basically, you know, that'd be even worse in this scenario. What I think should be done is, with that big chunk of money, or with the payments you would make, you know, trying to own your own home or property, I think it's better to spend that money on upkeeping your body. Because think about it, right? Where do you really live? There's only one place you actually live, and that is in your body. That's in your body. That's where you live, right? So I think instead of buying a home, buying property, owning that shit, making payments on it for the rest of your life, paying for all of the upkeep on it, oh my God, for the rest of your life, I think that should go toward maintaining the body. And food is included in this, you know, maintaining the health of your home, right? Dental work, just any procedures that you might need to have, stuff like that. I think that is where all our money should be going. If you save up a big amount of money, it should be put in a savings to take care of your body, pretty much. That is what I think. I think it is so much more important to take care of the body than to try to stress over owning a home and any big purchase. Say you want to purchase a car, you know, like a new car or some crazy splurge, you know. Get a fucking used car and save the rest of that money for your body. So yeah, in one of my videos where I was in my room, I was talking about how if I had a small house, you know, I wouldn't want that much furniture in it. Maybe like 4 pieces of furniture or something. I can't remember exactly what I said. I don't like lots and lots of furniture. And I'm just one person. I don't need a big couch. I don't need 2 couches. I don't need a bunch of chairs or a bunch of tables. You know, basically all I would need is like a computer desk, a computer chair, a sort of small-ish table to eat at if I were so inclined to do that, or to use for something else like arts and crafts or something. I would want a hammock. And I do think beds are pretty important, but I would want like a small bed. Maybe like a full size. Well, I might want a queen. Oh yeah, no wait. A full size. Yeah, a full size would be fine. So, I think beds are important, though, because I did go back from the hammock to the bed again. I do think it's important to have a bed, so I would have a full-size bed. You know, I would have it on the floor if it wasn't for, like, spiders and shit. That's my thing, is, like, I used to have my bed on the floor, and I've had my bed on the floor a lot in my life, but the spiders, I can't. I fucking can't, okay? So, it would have to be up off the floor somehow. At least a little bit. And ideally not very far. I gotta explain, like, my bed that I currently have. I got a lot to explain and show. Yeah, so a bed and a hammock. And I even came up with this, like, rig that would be, like, the hammock and the bed. Yeah, I don't know. I still really fucking like that idea, though, dude. I would have a recliner. Fucking love recliners with the actual, like, wooden handle, though. No, like, electric shit. Fuck an electric recliner, dude. No. Give me the fucking handle. That's it. That's the kind of recliner I'd have. I'd have one of those. I might have 2 of them just in case, like, there was somebody else there, but it's unlikely that there would be. I might have a couple, like, small, like, end tables. I definitely have a few of those, because you could use that as a nightstand, too. And that's about it. I might have, like, a couple of random chairs, preferably, like, foldable ones. But the thing about the computer desk is, okay, alright, so the table that I would have in case I wanted to eat or something, or do arts and crafts, that would be a standing desk, right? So I'd have a regular computer desk and I'd have a standing desk. And that would function as my table for if I wanted to eat or do arts and crafts and stuff too. Because you can't have like 2 tables. You can't have a desk and a standing desk and a table, another table. That's too many. That's too much. I want very little furniture. I can't think of anything else. Pretty much. So, and some of that is negotiable too. Okay. Alright, dude. So, let me check my time. Dude, so I ain't gonna say who it is, all right? And I'm sure there's so many other examples of this, man. But there's this mom chick on YouTube. She's probably like 25 or something like that. She's pretty damn young, dude. And she has one kid that's like 2 years old or something, and then she's got another one on the way. She's pregnant. And she's got this 2-year-old kid And dude, she's like a spiritual YouTuber, you know, and so she'll have a video titled, you know, Rest and Relaxation Day, right? You fucking play the video, dude, and it's just like her kid going, "Arr! Arr! Arr!" I mean, "Arr! Arr!" And she's talking at warp fucking speed because she's trying to like get out what the hell she wants to say before the baby starts going, "Arr! Arr!" again. And it's just normal kid sounds. Like, it's just normal kid activity, behavior, whatever. It's just normal. But, oh my fucking God. Like, I could never, dude. Oh, I could never, dude. I could never. Okay. And she's like, oh, pregnancy is the best thing that ever happened to me. Kids, and then kids me kid. It's the best thing that ever happened to me to become a mother. Like, oh, it's so great. My life is so much better now. Dude. Keep telling yourself that, and God, I truly hope you believe it. I truly hope you do. Right? Because that's a fucking nightmare to me. That's a fucking nightmare. So those videos are like birth control for me. That's my birth control. I just get on YouTube and watch preferably one of these spiritualist YouTube chicks who has kids. That's my birth control. Okay. Dude, oh man, these notes, man. Maybe walking fast is dangerous or something. So this occurred to me the other day. I was thinking, why do all these people be telling me to slow down, stop walking so fast, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's like driving fast. Right? And then, like, you know, like, the faster you're going, the harder if you hit something, the more it's gonna fuck shit up. Maybe they're just concerned about me, you know, fucking, wiping out. And that's where it's coming from. Maybe it's not about, like, anything other than that they think it looks dangerous or something. You know, which it would be if I was walking super duper fast and I slipped or something, you know, that makes sense, you know, but do I think that's 100% what it is? Like, not necessarily, because every time I've ever had anybody say this to me, I've never, like, gotten the instant impression that it's like, oh, they're just concerned and they don't want you to, like, wipe out, you know, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was always seemed like something else to me. You know what I'm saying? But it did occur to me. Maybe they're just trying to, like, make sure that I know that it's dangerous or something to walk fast. Like, I don't know. Is it dangerous to walk fast? Like, yeah, probably in some circumstances. You can fall, like, no matter how slow or fast you're walking, though. So I just don't know. Like, I have mixed feelings about it, but I do see the point. I see that it's a valid point. That's a valid point. It says sugar is what makes you hungry. How do I keep forgetting this? Right? So lately I've been having, like, sugar in my coffee and stuff, and I'll wake up and be kind of hungry in the morning, right? Because of the sugar, dude. And I'm not talking about, like, I'm talking about, like, table sugar or, you know, even raw cane sugar. It doesn't really matter. Just straight up sugar. Stuff that you have, like, in your coffee or, you know, sugary drinks. Stuff like that. That is what makes you hungry. It's called sugar hunger. Okay? It's not the same as real hunger. Okay? It's the bad shit in your gut that feeds on sugar that starts freaking out and has some ability to send some kind of hunger signal to your brain. It ain't hunger. It is sugar hunger. You cut that fucking excess sugar out, dude, you're good. You will get hungry, regular hungry, real hungry after a long time. You know, but you're not gonna have that feeling, like, you're not gonna wake up in the morning and feel like you're hungry if you cut out the excess sugar. And I keep forgetting this, and it's just like, dude, that's what makes you hungry, is sugar makes you hungry. So think about it. It's in fucking everything now, especially artificial bullshit. And that's why people are so, like, struggling with it. And also the sugar and fruit and stuff like that is not a problem. That's not a problem. That's like real food, right? Fruit juice, on the other hand, doesn't have the fiber and the pulp and the stuff like that in it to make that okay. So fruit juice is not something that you really should be drinking, basically. Okay. And the last one that I'm going to address It says, I'm not mature enough to have sex. Who else wants to sign off on that for me? I am not mature enough to have sex. Now, there's a whole lot of people out there who definitely ain't mature enough to be having sex in a whole lot of different ways who are doing it anyway. And that doesn't just, it simply never stopped anybody, right? But for the thinking person, right? If I conclude that I am too immature to have sex, I am not mature enough. I am not mature enough. If you conclude that, the responsible thing to do is to just not have sex, right? So I've come to the conclusion that I am not mature enough to have sex. It's not that I'm not responsible enough to have sex. I'm just I'm immature. Like, I'm sorry, you know, I think that's what's up. I think I'm way too immature to have sex. So it's a blessing. It's God's protection that I can't be having sex out here. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm really sorry that I'm so immature and I just cannot have sex because of that. But yeah, that's the state of the situation, the state of the nation. I can't have sex because I'm just not mature enough. You know, it's just a big responsibility that I can't. I'm anti-responsibility over here. Anti-responsibility, responsibility-free zone. No pets, no kids, no plants. That's my credo in life. Things tie you down, too much to take care of, responsibility, we ain't having it. All right, I got to get ready to go back in. Those are the points I wanted to address, and there are more that I will get to when I have time later.